I'm here with Selma Maguire, who was a midwife in the UK and is a well-known IBCLC here in Montreal and works for a non-profit organization. And Selma's going to share with us her experience working with families with antenatal education and birthing. And welcome, Selma. Thank you for speaking with me.
You're very welcome, Carol. Thank you. Thank you for having me. So if we look at how women cope with labour, we know that actually prenatal education makes an awful lot of difference. We know that if we actually prepare somebody for the experience of labour and we give them knowledge about what's available for pain relief, how they can have coping systems in order to reduce interventions such as forceps and Ventouse. So knowing the physiology of labour and the importance of actually moving around in labour is super important. And the other thing is that we need to sort of try and go back to this idea that labour is a normal physiological process. Yes, it's painful, but you know, we need to re-identify that pain as, you know, the P is for, it's a purposeful pain. It's actually necessary to have that pain in order to have the baby. The A in pain is it's anticipated. So we know that we're going to have these contractions and they're going to be painful since even before we were pregnant. So we can actually prepare for these contractions during pregnancy. The I in pain is for intermittent. So unlike most other pains that we have ever in our life, this pain is going to come, it's going to be intense, but it's only going to last about 45 seconds to about a minute and a half maximum, and then we're going to have a rest. So during that rest period, the mum can prepare for the next contraction that's coming. And then the N in pain is it's a necessary pain. So she needs to be able to embrace the pain of labour and the experience of labour and take control of her own body so that she has more she needs to be able to follow her own instincts in labour in order to be able to reduce the risk of being induced, being augmented with Pitocin, having an artificial rupture of membranes, and then going on to maybe having an epidural, which then maybe slows down the labour. And then we're looking at having difficulty pushing and prolonged second stage, which then we're going to increase the risk of having a Ventouse extraction or a forceps delivery. And also the use of episiotomy, which we know now with the research that it's actually better not to be using episiotomy as a routine, and it's actually better to have a small tear. But we know that being upright in labour, we know that pushing for short periods of time as opposed to 2 hours, you know, this is we're more likely to have an intact perineum for sure.
That is, and so you've found that women in general that you've been working with that are often from a low socioeconomic background also feel empowered once they've gained this knowledge. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. And the fact that they know that they can go onto their side to push, or they can go on all fours to push, and giving women the choice of what they would like to be doing in labour, and also giving women the choice of where to give birth to their baby as well, because it's very important that where we give birth we feel comfortable, we feel secure, whether that be in a birthing centre, whether that be a home birth or in a hospital situation. We need to have confidence in our body, but we also need to have confidence in the healthcare professionals around us as well.
Thank you so much, Selma. I really appreciate you sharing your knowledge with us. Thank you again.
Thank you, Carol.